What's up, guys? I'm Isaac here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson with possibly one of the most underrated Softails there are, this 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail Heritage for your pre-owned bike of the week. So why is it one of the most underrated? Well, first thing, so 2023, pretty much all the Heritages, pretty much every Heritage motorcycle is going to already be rocking that 114 Milwaukee 8. Now, we saw a lot of options with these motorcycles. Now, this one in particular, it's rocking the laced or the spoked wheels with the chrome accents all over on it. So you really end up with this pretty classic looking motorcycle, and it is a 2023, so it is rocking a lot of good benefits of those soft. So you're rocking the LED headlight, you've got LED fog lights on these. It is still halogen turn signals on the front, and then on the rear you have the halogen turn signals as well as a halogen brake light, little tri-cluster right there. There are a couple extra added tech pieces too, such as cruise control on this bike, because this bike is made, it is one of the light touring options. So when we talk about the light touring bikes, the biggest ones you're going to see are the Sport Glide, the Lowrider ST, and the Heritage. And so we're calling it light touring because it's a lighter touring bike, so it's on that Softail chassis, and it's a little bit sportier too, so it's going to be rocking that rear monoshock. And then what makes it a good touring bike? Well, it's a really relaxed riding position. It comes stock with floorboards in that forward position, and this one in particular has a nice little smoked windshield, offset a little medallion there in the middle too. Then of course you have the bags. Those bags come off pretty easy, not as easy as the clamshell bags, but it is still a pretty quick and painless process. Nicest part about these is that compared to the old school Heritage bags, you know, they were just leather, and after a while, you know, they'd cave in. But these in particular, they still have that leather look on the outside, but on the inside, it's actually a hard molded plastic. And so the biggest advantage to that is they're not going to lose their shape unless you crush them, and they're lockable, so easy open too. So you just press that button right there, open it up, and you can lock it. So you can put your wallet in there and not be too worried about losing any of those more sensitive items. Now this one here in particular, super comfortable seat. We're going to talk about that more. 114 Milwaukee 8 motor. This one also has less than 500 miles on it, so it's going to look pretty fresh still. Still getting broken in pretty well. 6-speed transmission, so you know, rocking. You can go ahead and shift up to 6 on those longer highway crawls, and go ahead and let it stay nice and smooth, so you're not burning quite as much fuel out of this 5-gallon tank as you would revving it up a little bit higher. So those are all some of the added perks on this motorcycle. The only other real thing that's going to really offset this bike compared to what a stock one would be this windshield, and then of course you have the Willie G collection floorboards on there. Really just giving it a couple little nice accents there to really make this bike stand out a little bit more. It is still the stock exhaust system, and this motorcycle is ready to go rip. So we're going to go ahead and show you what it's like. All right, folks, here it is, 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail Heritage, possibly one of the most underrated. And I say that because a lot of folks really underestimate just how comfortable and how good of a touring bike this is. You know, pretty much when you talk about the Softails, the Lowrider, rightfully so, takes most of the spotlight. But the Heritage, you know, oftentimes just kind of gets passed off as a you know, the old man bike, if you will, you know, because it's the Heritage, you know, it's made to look that older style. So, you know, it's an older style dresser look. So, you know, you're going to get full length fairings on this one here. This one's going to look a little extra classy because you're getting spoked wheels and chrome, all with that billiard blue and billiard gray two-tone color. Pretty nice. Then on the bags, you've got this nice kind of leather outside, but you still get all the benefits of nice hard bags, so you can lock it, and it's a little more rigid, if you will. So holds its shape very, very well. Yeah, like I said, you know, you're really not gonna they're really not gonna collapse unless I fell on them or I threw my entire body weight on them, but they're pretty sturdy. So you've also got LED fog lights, super cool. Nice LED headlight. I think they look pretty great. Let's see, this one's also rocking ABS, and let's see, there was something else. Oh yeah, this little studded piece. So the Heritage has also usually been known for having these little studs all the way around it. Personally, I'm a big fan of the little rectangular studs besides just the round chrome ones. I think this one just gives it a little more, I don't want to say a little more masculine taste, but a little more edge to it, I guess. So it looks less bedazzly, you know. But still classic. It's a good blend. I like it. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, and then you've got your license plate mounted up nice and high. We'll go ahead and crank it up, let it run for a minute. It is stock exhaust, so don't hold your breath too hard. So my biggest gripe with this new setup is it lights up all the lights, which are nice. Which on one hand, it is very nice so you can make sure all those lights work. But the downside is that when for a new rider first comes on, they might just see that neutral light and you have to say, hey, wait for it to do its checks and then wait to see if it's a neutral. So, which is why we always start with the clutch in too. Cool. So, but you'll see this bike has just under 500 miles on it, and so you'll see nice analog speedo. We have our fuel gauge. We will have our gear on the right, but there's our miles on the bike. There's our trip A, our trip B, our fuel range based on how the bike's been riding and how much fuel it's sensing is in it, and we have our clock. And then our digital RPMs. And I'm cycling through all of those with this button right here with my thumb. This bike does have cruise control. I turn my fog lights on just with that button right there, and I can see if they're on there. Other than that, not a whole lot of buttons, but just enough to show you what you need. So let's throw a leg on this thing and go kick it. Oh yeah. Do a little head check. Back this thing on up. Oh yeah, and it's a 114, so 114 light motorcycle, kind of quick. These bikes also come with these mini apes, so I'm not sure exactly how it compares to the Street Bob bars, but pretty close. And foot control wise, I mean, it feels like, it really kind of feels like a touring bike, you know. Because what you've got is you've got that large brake pedal on the right, so lots of good leverage on that rear brake, and you're spread out pretty well. Biggest thing you can do to make this bike a little bit better for touring, throw a sissy bar on so you can strap more luggage to it and have a place for your passenger. And they also make matching Heritage Tour packs, keep that in mind too. They're pretty nice actually. So, and this bike has a slightly longer rear shock, a little more cushion in the seat too, so it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable. Oh yeah. So nice, lots of chrome, looks fantastic. Floorboards take out all that, pretty much most of that vibration out of your feet. Very cozy seat. Now, where the touring bikes are really going to have that advantage is going to be on those longer stretches. So, especially if you're going to be doing two-up riding. Two-up on a Softail, it's really not bad, but the touring bike is just designed for it a little bit better. So it's a little bit heavier, so any passenger movement's going to be a little bit harder to tell. And they're most likely going to be just a little bit more comfortable as well. So, but great braking. It is only the single rotor up on the front, but this isn't the bike that's, you can of course, but this isn't the bike that's really set up for that sporty riding. You know, if you're looking to do that sport touring, Lowrider ST, or Lowrider and put some bags on it. But if you're just trying to do some touring or some cruising, and it's a little bit more distance touring and cruising, then check out the Heritage. Also, you can't get a lowrider with chrome trim anymore, which is sad. But the upside to that is that just makes, if you do like an aftermarket chrome lowrider, it just makes it even more unique. Like on a new one. Chrome on a ST is cool, and always will be. I stand by it. Yeah, the windshield's doing pretty nice. Tucked in behind it pretty well. Nice little tint too, so if you get some rain on the road or something like that, it's not going to be quite as bad of a glare or reflection there. Yeah, this is cozy. And you got plenty of room with the bar, so I can rotate it back a little bit more too if I really wanted to lean even further back. But I really don't have to. I'm going to ease up on this car a little bit, flash the brake light, let them know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm cruising 4th gear, 2,700 RPMs, about 55 miles per hour. And so say that this is where that car is going to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, set it, and we are set to go. So, I mean, this bike's tracking pretty well. So I'm going to get it back a little bit to the right. But yeah, here it is. Look at how it goes. And it's 114, so 114 go burr, but it is under 500 miles, so it only goes a little burr. We are still respecting the break-in period for its next rider. Oh yeah. We set our cruise control. That's always nice to do. Oh yeah, we're cruising right on around. Let's see. One of the nicest parts about floorboards that most people like is your ability to move your feet around. So, for this longer ride, you know, bring your feet on back, keep your feet up underneath you. But then, ooh, the little catamaran. I hadn't noticed that before. But then on other rides, you know, you can keep them hovering on the controls. So, floorboards with a little crash bar or highway bar, stretch your legs out on. Oh yeah, it's very easy to stay very comfortable for quite a while. Oh, we got people running out of the woods up here. Where did you come from? There's a path right there. I always forget. Just thought she was just chilling, running out of the woods. So, welcome back to the park, where a motorcycle such as this one thrives. This blue is really pretty. This is a nice blue with a little gray offset, gray and chrome. It's a gorgeous Heritage. Yeah, and it's a Softail, so it's a little sporty. It likes curves. So, what we're going to do is we're going to downshift a second because I don't trust that red car. And we're going to come off it just a little bit because I don't know how far those floorboards are. Not too bad. Oh yeah. Pretty good. Pretty fun. This is a good little bike. Great to go rip around just about anywhere. Light touring, sport touring bikes are hard to beat. But it's all going to come down to, but everything comes down to you, what you like, what you think is cool, and what are we doing? My stock pipe sounded really good for that. It's easier to, in my experience, it's usually easier just to pull the clutch in, give the throttle a little blip, than it is to start beeping the horn at people on a motorcycle. Just be like, hey, I'm back here. Why are we stopped at a green light? But if you do have stock exhaust, it's a little harder to get your point across sometimes. But there's still the horn. They just don't sound the most, I don't want to say aggressive, but they don't sound the most, they don't really catch your attention as well. You know, they don't, the motorcycle, at least the Softail horns, usually don't match what the motorcycle looks like. It's a nice little meep meep, you know? Little road runner meep, you know? It's just not quite the deeper tone you would expect from a Harley-Davidson. It's like a nice little scooter beep. But it gets the job done. Very few times have I had to use a horn on a motorcycle. But they're useful. To each their own. I'm going home to hang out with my cat, and I stop for frogs. Mothman for president. Nessie something. Nessie Navy. This is an interesting character on the CRV. the College of Natural Resources sticker, and hanging out with the cat. Honda CR-V folk. All-wheel drive? I always forget they're all-wheel drive. How about it? Oh, we got the lady walking on the sidewalk, rocking her leather jacket. She looks like she needs a motorcycle. She's gonna see the Heritage and be like, man, that's the motorcycle that I need to go cruise around to do my grocery getting. I don't need to walk anywhere anymore. I need a Harley-Davidson. Except I'm rocking the ADB Bro helmet, so I don't really match very well on this motorcycle. Please don't hit me. Let's see, where is it? Let's get on that horn right quick. See, it's not very threatening. Which, of course, you don't want to be threatening with a horn, but it's just not it's very comical. That's the word. Oh yeah. But 114 go brr, low end torque. Hard to beat all the little extra torque you get from that extra displacement. So pretty nice. I would not walk on this street. That's for sure. There's some crazy folks that drive this road, especially ones on blue and gray Softail Heritage motorcycles. So pretty good. Cruising on around. It's a very comfortable ride. The seat is working some beautiful magic, holding me right on in. Yeah, good riding position. I'd probably roll the bars back towards me just a tiny bit, or I could just lean forward and do that. Let's see here. What are we doing? Oh yeah. Rocking behind the Prius. See adaptive cruise control. I could just set it and chill right behind him. Maybe that person wasn't. Maybe that person was right. Maybe adaptive cruise control would be nice on one of these bikes. But I'm very happy with the minimal tech we've got going on here. Very simple, basic. You got just a handful of buttons. I can reach them all with my thumbs pretty quick and easy. And the motorcycle is partying on like it's supposed to. So, yes, now we're up to the next part of the test, our road test, that little slow city traffic. So, how's it doing? Bike's doing great. At this lower speed, navigating, something like a campus, it's pretty fun, pretty simple. Pretty neat to go whip around on this motorcycle. So, the windshield's doing pretty well. But also, kind of want to, if you do want two, or maybe even technically three motorcycles in one, it's another advantage you have of this one. So this windshield is a quick release. It comes off pretty easy. So the summer months or this like a spring day like today, and you're just ripping around campus, you don't really have to have all that windshield up there if you just want to feel the breeze on you. So, pull the windshield off, and then if you're cool with wearing a backpack, carry all your studying materials in it, then you can just throw that on your back, take the bags off and rock that cruiser, you know? They live up to that old school cruiser style. And I think he's gonna stay on the sidewall. Okay, no, but we didn't stop. That's fine. Got a Delta Zeta STO Wolfpack America Jeep Laredo in front of us. Fun. But they are also wishing they had a Softail Heritage motorcycle to go ride through campus. Where is neutral? Oh, I'm dumb. That definitely looked a little dumb. I was trying to find neutral, and I was on my bike. I've got a center-mounted console, but my neutral light's up here, and I kept putting the bike in neutral. And I was like, why can't I find it? And I forgot the neutral lights down here on these bikes. So on these bikes, yes, you have your center-mounted console, but you have your turn signal lights, your neutral light, your oil light, and your high beams, all just a little bit further down. Up a little bit, let this guy scoot across. Ooh, Mr. RPD. He was just chilling in the highway. Love to see it. He knew I was on a Heritage, so he knew I was probably a kinder soul, would slow down for him. Alrighty folks, and once again we're taking the back way in here to Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. So if you would like to know more about this 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail Heritage, and you know, see just how easy they cruise and just how smooth they are to want to go ride around, then be sure to come check this motorcycle out. And if you have any questions, as always, give us a holler. And if you want to know more about this bike, but yeah, here it is, 2023 Harley-Davidson Softail Heritage. And here we are again at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. So thanks for riding along with us today, and we hope to see you sometime soon.